Welcome to Subramani. Uh, if you have seen so many videos, not just mine, but there are so many others, and read books, I can tell you that you're very confused about equity investing. It is like trying to reach God, right? So let us say there is God here, and you are at the bottom of the mountain, and there are various ways in which to go. So every person says mine is the best way, and I agree with that, simply because if people did not tell you that this is the best way to attain, Islam is the best way, Christianity is the best way, Buddhism, Hinduism, whatever, if they did not say that, you will try everything and not start the journey, right? You will keep looking at everything. So everybody has to say this is the best, because then you will get into it and you will at least get into that journey. Now same thing for investing, same thing for meditating, same thing for doing anything. Everybody will have thousands of theories, right? Especially in investing, in dieting, and in dieting including say exercising. Everybody will have thousands of ways to give you advice. So they'll say, oh, you cut down carbs, you increase protein, you should not touch sugar at all. Or somebody else will say, consume sugar but you burn it off, right? Or they'll say, oh, this is the exercise that you have to do, the keto is the way to go for eating, right? So unfortunately in equity there is no one such thing which works. For example, for avoiding smallpox or plague or polio, there is no way. I mean, plague is not something which is something which people worry about today, but yes, to worry about say smallpox or polio, there's only one way of doing it. Just go take the vaccine. It's a simple, so you don't have anybody saying 22 ways to avoid the polio or 14 ways to avoid smallpox. It's simple. There's no such simple thing in diet, there's no such simple thing in investing. And in investing we have given you so much of gyan about what to do, that I'm convinced that you're confused, and if you're not confused you will be at the end of this video, because we'll tell you things like please diversify, and somebody else will say only fools diversify, you should put all your eggs in one basket and watch the basket. All are right, something works, something doesn't work, and every time you can say, look, there is this old saying, right? Or you say this time it is different and stay the course. Okay, if this time it is different, then you have to stay the course. What do you really do? When do you change? Or you say you have to watch very carefully and you have to take action, and you say, oh, in investment you have to stay for the long run. So when do you decide whether it is good management, bad management, good share to hold, bad share to hold, right? You have to take all those decisions also, and you have to take those decisions today, not in hindsight. In hindsight I can tell you thousands of things, right? That's no use. You have to take a decision today. At this price do I buy a Larsen and Toubro? At this price do I sell a Bank of Baroda? At this price do I hold on to a State Bank of India, or should I sell State Bank of India and buy ICICI Bank? Oh, everybody is in ICICI Bank, should I buy HDFC Bank? And for everything the answer can be yes and a no, right? So depending on your time frame, somebody looking at 3 months, somebody looking at 30 years, somebody looking at 3 years, right? So based on all that your answer will depend. And this is the problem, that so much of gyan is there which is contradicting, right? I can argue on both sides of the same thing and say this is right and this is right, and you will be more confused, right? And today YouTube videos are best shares to buy, worst mistakes I made, you know, all those things, and you read all that, you see all that, and you're more confused. So if you are confused, I don't blame you, I blame myself, or rather I blame the literature that we have created. So this is a very old saying, sell in May and go away, right? You've heard this, right? So sell in May and go away. I don't know from where it has come. And they will tell you last 30 years we have seen this has happened, and then somebody else will tell you, don't worry Subra, don't worry at all, just don't time the market, do an SIP every month. So whom do you listen to? Do you listen to the guy who says sell in May and go away, or you listen to the guy who works with and says SIP works? Because both have data, right? Both will say, look, every year over the last 182 years in the US, the month of June has been better than the month of, or has not been better than the month of May. So you go away in May, sell, go away, then you can come back and buy in June. They can give you that data, and somebody can say, okay, SIP over last 30 years, 40 years, 422 years, whatever, has given you fantastic return. Both are right. You have to choose what you want to do, right? Then there is this saying, the trend is your friend, full stop, and follow the herd, and third saying if you follow the herd you won't make you can't make extraordinary gains by doing ordinary things, right? So follow the herd, don't follow the herd, be in the middle of the herd. Yes, you will get very bad quality grass, but you will not get a lion attacking you, because the lion has to come through 10 zebras to reach you. So right, be at the edge or be in the middle. You want fresh grass or you want grass which has been trodden by so many other zebras. So that's a choice that you have to make. Then pay up for high quality stocks. You cannot get high quality stocks at a low price, but when you're investing in a mutual fund, look for costs. So don't look for a good fund manager. So if Naren's funds are available at a high price, if Roshi Jain's funds are available at a higher price, do you look at the fund manager or do you look at costs? So I'm sure I'm doing a very good job of confusing you, because I'm confusing myself, right? So again, don't catch a falling knife. This is a good time to be buying the dip. What do? Do you catch a falling knife or do you buy the dip? I think some of these things can be very clear, that you don't catch a falling knife means don't buy a share which is falling, but buy the dip means when the markets are falling, buy the portfolio. Don't buy single shares. Single shares, you don't know what is happening, right? You are not part of the management. So even if you think you know everything about the balance sheet, there may be something happening which you don't know. Maybe two brothers are fighting. Maybe the managing director has been caught with his hand in the till. You don't know what is happening, and therefore the share price is falling. But if the portfolio is falling, it's a great time to be buying. If everything around you is falling, you know one day it will recover. But will that particular company recover? Very difficult to say, right? So I mean, there are so many things which I can say which are very, very contradicting to each other, and which will thoroughly confuse you. The question is, you have to navigate through all this to make money in the market, and that's not easy, my friend. Thank you.